Hey guys, it's Mike the Wrestling Gunsmith, and you guys are watching On Wrestling. This video is actually about. I got a question because you know what? It's about WB having a serious problem, and also I'm gonna talk about my AEW, but I'm gonna tell you. I think in the retrospective things, the WWE has a problem because the thing is, I've been checking out a lot of things still here and there about WWE because WrestleMania is coming up in like less than a month and a half, but I'm looking at it now, like, what are we doing with Brock Lesnar? Because here's the thing, I, because the thing is, like, I'm thinking of like WWE, like, of all the different eras that WWE has been through between the new era, the PG era, the ruthless aggression era, and the Attitude era, not even the Federation era, because like back in the day, I think WWE had a plan for everybody because everybody wasn't really keen to go until until Hogan and Scott and Kevin Nash went. And the thing is, it's like, we got Brock now. This dude really, he's gonna end up showing up a lot because of the Roman thing. But I really don't know if they're gonna do anything else with Roman after he beats Brock because there's really nothing left for him to do. And then we're kind of in this this inverse flux of things because like you've got a bunch of talent over there, but everybody keeps leaving because there's nothing for them to do. You know, like you got like Alpha Academy, you have Seth Rollins and Kevin, you got a bunch of dudes who literally are not even thinking, like, even Ricochet, and I'm just like, yo, like, he's probably gonna end up leaving at some point because there's nothing else to do. And the problem with the WWE is because they're trying to get the head of the head of the table, which is the Universal Championship and the WWE Championship, to unify the belts, and they can't. And the problem is that even if they do it for the biggest match of the world or whatever they decide to do, same thing with Goldberg, like all the legends, Roman's gonna end up leaving or end up saying, you know what, I've held every belt, I've done everything I've done to do. What do I really need to do? And I kind of get the reason to everything that they're trying to pull off, and I kind of get the reason that they're trying to pull it off. But the problem is that you can't have three different people trying to do this and then trying to do that, and then you have a brand, you have a a DP brand where they're trying to develop people, and I'm just like, you can't. And NXT 2.0, that's the problem. That is the problem. It's not really. It's not just Roman and Brock. It's NXT 2.0 as a whole. It's NXT UK as a whole. And I'm just like, I like Carmelo Hayes. I like Trick. I like the dudes in NXT 2.0. But the problem is, you're bringing Raw dudes who were in NXT besides Robert Roode. And then you're bringing guys like him. And then you're bringing guys like Seth. And you're bringing guys who don't really need to be there because they're not really going to elevate them. Because the problem is, even if they do anything in this point, and this is what I was thinking with Shayna Baszler and Jessamine Duke and Maria Shafir, like, everything that they're trying to do, they don't know how to run. And the problem is you have four different brands that they don't even know how to manage, because you got NXT UK, which is probably doing better on its own, but the problem is they're trying to separate the two. You can't separate the two, and I'm just like, if, like, the problem with WrestleMania this year is that if Roman beats the guy, he's not gonna be the guy. The problem is he's gonna be the guy, but he's only gonna be the guy for a short term. He's a transitional champion anyway. He's not really, like, that's the point. They wanted the same thing with Big E. They gave him a shot to become the head guy. He couldn't become the head guy because they jobbed him out. They jobbed him out. And if you're jobbing him out, and I understand that to a sense because you can job him out, you can do that, but the problem is, like I said, guys, the problem is this. They can make all this money and do everything under the sun and make all this money, but people don't understand that the problem is that with WWE, that can't compete with AEW or any other company, is because they don't have any people. Everybody's going to keep leaving. Those contracts are going to keep ending up like expiring because they're gonna be like, why should I resign for less money than what you paid me? You're not gonna send me back to NXT because I don't need to really go there. Same thing with Mandy Rose. That's why we haven't seen her on main roster. She's literally gonna get Toxic Attraction, and she's gonna move them up the main roster, and they're gonna be a joke. They're gonna be a joke because of Sasha Banks. They're gonna be a joke because of Bianca Belair. They're gonna be a joke because of all these women champions who came in and thought they were coming. They're gonna be a massive joke. And the problem is that they're trying to do 3 different title reigns at once, and knowing that they can't do it. I commend this thing I was gonna get in my AEW review. Like, I commend WWE for trying with Brock Lesnar, but if he decides to retire or decides to do the Undertaker thing where he wants to wrestle once a year, then he's gonna do that. The dude's bloated, and the problem is that with Vince, they can't throw any more money. There's nothing left to throw at him. There is nothing left to throw. And I'm sorry, guys, but that's what I believe, because there's nothing left. The WWE keeps ruining themselves because people who have been in the WWE for 7 years are going to AEW and becoming massive stars. I'm like, dudes who didn't even know what to do with their size. They just keep bringing them in. They keep going to Ring of Honor. They go back to Ring of Honor. They go back to the Indies where they were created. They go right back to where they were. The only person that's not going to go is AJ. And AJ Styles, the dude was the hottest free agent. What did they do with him? They booked him, made him a champion, made him a face, but they didn't really make him a mainstay. He was only a mainstay because of Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho kind of elevated him and showed him he kind of showed him what he could do. And the problem with AJ Styles is that the dude's a great guy, but the problem is he's an indie dude. And the problem is with WWE, they want to create new stars. They can't. Maybe Braun Breaker, if they even if they even if they got the chips are down on him, or they dump everything on him, and he becomes the greatest champion in the world, it's just never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen because they can't do it. The money's too high. And even if by some magical way or some idea they got for him, and they'll get him and they'll make him an NXT champion or whatever they decide to do, because that's what they're doing right now. He's not even going. The thing is, he should be going against Bobby Roode. He should be going against Dolph Ziggler. He should be going out to get the main roster so he can prepare against them. So if he goes to the main roster, they're not going to just job him out and make him a complete washout. But that's my side on the WWE having a problem thing. But I'm also going to get into my AEW review. And like I said, I'm not really mad about the announcement that Tony Khan did, which was the Ring of Honor announcement. I'm not really surprised, because Ring of Honor is one of those companies that shouldn't have gone bankrupt. That was their fault. Because they were a good company, because we have Adam Cole and Bryan Danielson. And I like that Christopher Van Daniels is back. I'm mad that he lost to Bryan Danielson. Because at the end of the day, they don't know what they want to do with him. And I'm just like, I'm glad Tony Khan did it. It was a really good match. Like, all the matches are set anyway. And I'm still happy about Revolution that's happening on Sunday, because it's going to be the greatest, thing ever. And the thing is, I like the MJF Punk thing is still going, because MJF actually hugged him. That probably was a kayfabe thing. And like I said, guys, AEW was fantastic. I love the casino tag team battle royale. I'm mad that Top Flight could have won if Nia Jackson didn't do a low blow, and he probably would have saved himself. The only reason they got because I really feel like Redragon's gonna do a massive swerve, and if Redragon wins the titles, that means Adam Cole is gonna make a decision at Revolution, and it's gonna impact the whole thing because that's what they're really building up the story to. Because here's the thing: the Young Bucks, we haven't really seen the Good Brothers, and like they're an Impact, but we haven't really seen them in AEW, thank God. And the thing is, like, we got Keith Lee going against like Ricky Starks, and I really feel like Ricky's gonna get a taste of Keith Lee, and he's gonna beat the holy crap out of him. That's Keith Lee, because I love the segment they did. I love that he said, "You've been interrupted this second time. If you interrupt me again, there will be none of Ricky Starks left." And that means he's like, I'm the big brother of Team Taz, but I'm the president. And I want to see a Powerhouse Hobb go against Keith Lee, because Keith Lee will pounce on him. He's gonna pounce on him. He's gonna do that freaking power bomb. It's gonna be freaking. It's gonna be freaking great. Like, I'm glad he's in AEW. I really am glad that he's in AEW. He's like the perfect guy, and Jeff Hardy's gonna fit the bill too. And I can't wait for him to show up. Cause, like I said, the charismatic Enigma in the ladder match would be freaking awesome. Like, he shows up and becomes the face of the Revolution. It's gonna be the crowd's gonna go nuts. It's gonna be a massive pop. Everybody's gonna be like, and you're gonna be like, creatures. I wonder what kind of colors he would do though. I really want to know what Jeff Hardy color would be. Cause I like his face paint. I want to know what he's gonna do. Cause he would be like, creatures, like, yo. Like, him just showing up would be awesome. Like he doesn't. I don't even think he's gonna join the HFO. I don't think he's gonna do it. But he's gonna want to do, like, he's gonna want to face Darby. He's gonna want to face Darby. I mean, come on. And it's like in Sting's there. It's gonna be a lot of freaking TNA like references too. Like, bro, it's gonna be awesome. Like, I would want to see a Jeff Hardy versus Sting match. That would be awesome. I mean, it's Darby versus Jeff Hardy, because that would be awesome, bro. Both of them doing like freaking jumps and junk, like freaking coffin drops on ladders and junk, swanton bombs, twisted fates, everything. Nah, but like I said, guys, AEW was really good. Like I said, I can't wait for Revolution. I know you guys can't either, because like I'm excited because of Keith Lee. Like, AEW, like, in my own opinion, guys, like, was a 10 out of 10 last night. And I had no problems with it, because everything that's happening in AEW is working. And everybody's getting a piece of the pie. And even when Cody is gone, they're still getting good ratings. Because I'm glad we're getting a dog collar match. It's gonna be bloody. It's gonna be violent. And we're getting another. And I'm glad that Mox didn't decide to join Bryan Danielson, because that would have been super lame. And I'm ready to see that fight. And I also want to see Eddie Kingston whip the crap out of Jericho, hoping to God that happens. And I think the Inner Circle are done fighting each other. I think they're all patched up now, but I don't think they're gonna get back together. Because like I said, guys, AEW was just perfect. I mean, in its own way, I would be mad, but I'm not, because of one simple thing. I'm not mad because, like, AEW, like, every time I watch AEW and every time I've seen it, they never fail to give us these 5-star matches or these dream matches that will happen. Even if it's on a pay-per-view, that's fine, because at least I know everything's already set up. And I'm pretty sure I actually can't even wait for Double or Nothing more than WrestleMania, because Double or Nothing is more important. Because, like, Hangman, I'm glad that he's actually becoming the top champion that he needs to be. I'm glad that he's feeling it. I'm glad that he's ready to go. I'm also glad that pretty much the Acclaim and everybody else, the other tag teams, are getting involved. I'm glad that I'm actually glad for a lot of things. And I'm glad Jungle Express and Lucha Brothers, and Redragon are gonna be there because Redragon's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be freaking nuts, but Redragon's gonna be ready to go. Because, like I said, and I love, and the thing I love is that we're getting a lot of good rivalries because the rivalry between Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa is not done. Not by a long shot. I already know that. It's not going to be done. And on top of that, even if Thunder Rosa decides to become AEW champion, I wouldn't fault that. Because it's going to be crazy. And I'm thinking it might be a ladder match, but if it's not, it might be a non-disqualification one or another lights out match. Because that match was brutal. But anyway, guys, like and comment, subscribe. Peace.